Okay, back again. Everything is now clean. Just finished washing it in the kerosene. See here, it's just all wet. So I took all the grease and oil off of this one. I spent quite a while scrubbing it. I find kerosene works the best with some gloves, and always wear safety glasses when you're working with the stuff because it splashes. You don't want to get that in your stuff in your eyes. And always wear gloves, some sort, like plastic glove would be preferable, or something like that. As you can see here, not sure you guys can see that, but there we go. Here's that fire island reel. Cleaned up quite nice. I just simply use this little scrub brush attached to a drill and just kind of scrubbed it. While in the kerosene, I really scrubbed off all the dirt. I use this little tiny wire brush to get into the places where I can't reach a large wheel. That large wheel is mostly just used for pieces that are accessible to it, but pieces like the clicker assembly aren't. So I find just simply using that wire wheel, that little tiny one, with a drill, and just kind of buff that up, get rid of all the corrosion. Again, like having a nice clean reel, I don't like having a reel that's all corroded and full of green stuff. I like to kind of have it nice and clean. The spool turned out quite nice. I was quite surprised. Like the other reels I have, the spool is slightly pitted, but as you can tell, it's quite nice. Look at that, it's original. Nothing's been plated at all. Like the bay, like the bay head, I plated that. That was all green, but this one's in mint condition. You can see on the casting that there is room for a clicker. Right here, my finger's pointing, there's a little flat spot, and that's designed for like a clicker knob. So I guess then you can make this reel a star drag. Like I guess what they did is they made this side plate, and they must have made different reels for different applications, and this is just one of them. Instead of making a side plate for one reel, they probably made it for multiple reels. They just put different pieces on it, kind of like a pickup truck. You know, it's kind of like 8-foot box versus a 6-foot box, right? It's kind of like that. It's still a truck, but it's just different. And I cleaned the back plate, or the back of the handle. I didn't see anywhere it says pen on here. I would have thought they would have had some kind of stamping on the back of the handle, but this one does not. It's, I guess maybe this is an earlier Schuitz, possibly maybe like a 30, pretty sure it's a 37, so maybe it's an earlier Schuitz or maybe a later one, I'm not really sure. Here's that main gear, really clean, really clean. You know, like before it was all black and gucky and not doing too well. Now that will spin up really quickly nice. You can see the bridge assembly, that's clean. So basically all the non-ferrous materials like brass really buffed up because they're bare, they're not plated. The nickel or the chrome, I'm not sure which is which. I think it's nickel that you used back then. I'm not sure they used chrome in those days for reels, but you can see the foot plate did take a bit of wear. You can see it's starting to fall off. It's not on there, but it's solid. It's not pitted, just light patina on there. You can see that 150 yard mark more clearly now. Before it was all greasy and stuff, so maybe it was an attempt to stop the corrosion by filling it full of grease. I find you gotta actually scrub it off with a brush to stop the corrosion. Honestly, it doesn't really stop 100%, but I find just scrub with wire brush, kerosene, that will pretty much slow down the corrosion. I'm not gonna say stop it because it will always corrode because it's bare metal, but it will stop it, just slow it down. Here is the pinion gear. It is, I believe it's brass of some sort. Kind of like, I think this is brass and this could be copper. So we kind of see that they work like that. they're always in mesh because the gear shifts and it always back and forth. It's always in gear. That live wire 938 didn't really do that. But I guess that's their attempt to make a different reel. Anyways, it's very similar to a Bayhead or a Pen 87 or a Pen 85, but not quite. If you do look at some of the parts, they do look a little different. Like this is a little bit more larger than the Bayhead plate. I don't have that real part, so I can't really compare the two pieces. But just looking at it, looks significantly larger in some pieces. Like this, I'm not sure what you call this piece. I think it's the bridge assembly. It does look a little larger than your normal pens. So maybe that's what they did, is they just simply made it larger. Maybe, I'm not really sure. But this main gear is very similar to the C-Ford reel. One with the 4 cross posts on there. That one is very similar. Again, with the switch knob or the switch lever, very close, but not the same. Like I said, most of these parts look very similar to it, because I have both of those reels apart. I have the Bayheads, the Bridge City, and a couple other reels apart, and it looks like they are the same, or if not similar. So if you do have a Schuitz reel and maybe something's broken, I'm not sure you can cross it over somehow to a reel that is more common, but because I'm not really knowledgeable about that too much. I just got whatever I can get off the internet, looked it up, and I thought, well, it looks pretty good. Like I said, it's turning out quite nice. The brass, the nickel or chrome plated pieces are quite nice as well. Make sure there's no extra pieces. Generally, just look around with a flashlight, make sure there's no extra washers. But this reel only has springs and stuff like that. There's no anti-reverse dog to worry about. But anyways, that is the pen Schuitz, or the Schuitz reel. It's very similar to a pen, but I'm going to call it a pen because might as well. But anyways, it's all cleaned up. Next video is to reassemble. Anyways, thank you, bye.